Hey, what's up again, everybody? As I just do that, it's Robert184, 2 R's 2 B's from gundamreviews.net, and the Master Grade Marsa is going to be up shortly, but being Sunday night, that means it's time to take a look at the newest episode of Gundam AGE, episode 34, and it is appropriate that the Age 2 is sharing the spotlight here with the Age 3 normal. For the of the weeks, I'm going to kick things off with Mobile Suit, and I think for anybody who saw this episode, there's no doubt whatsoever as to what the best Mobile Suit was. It's this one right here, and by this one here, I mean not this one right here, but I'm talking about the Dark Hound, which is the Age 2's. It's its third wear if you're not going to go count the white variation there, after we've got the normal and the double bullet. Basically, this is going to provide that 3 synergy that we've seen with the Age 1 and the Age 3. And what they did is they put on a new set of side binders, colored it black. It's got a pirate head, a skull and crossbones there, and a cool looking chest, and a Victory Gundam throwback with the eye part. And most impressively, I think, has to be the Shot Lancer, the very cool looking weapon that it's got. And in action, it did a great job of the transformation, the Strider form, if that's what it's going to be called or whatever. But instead of putting on the Hyper Dodds or whatever up in the front by actually putting on the Pirate Lance, I thought that was just a fantastic thing, and this is something that I cannot wait to be getting in Advanced Grade and High Grade. And I'm sure I'm not alone, and with the news of the Age 2 coming out with its Master Grade in August, we should be getting the double bullet a month after if they do follow the H1 pattern, and then you have to wonder if we're going to be getting this one before the end of the year. In terms of honorable mentions, how about the Danazine? It was used well in its green one, but especially seeing the Phantom 3 out there in their purple variants, I thought that this one had a good show, and you wonder if we will be getting one of those from Bandai in the future. Now, unfortunately, I'm not as excited anymore about the GX's Jack Edge, even though it only had the one episode here. Really did nothing. It seemed like there was another mobile suit out there, sort of something that you'd see from Crossbone Gundam or whatever. But the Age 3 had a decent episode. It had some good fighting out there. Kyo, of course, was using his new type X-Rounder abilities there, and he had a few good shots in on the Danazine Dragons, but overall you could tell that it's just screaming out for the orbital to come around shortly. For Character of the Week, though, the pilot of the Dark Hound is going to be revealed to both Kyo and Flit in the course of this episode to be Asuma Asuno, who disappeared when Kyo was a baby on his final mission. And I haven't been reading the spin-off manga, the Memories of Sid, or the Recollections of Sid, or whatever it's called. So I don't really know what the whole story and how much they've brought to light there, but it was great to see it, and I always wondered if he was going to be showing up and just sort of saving Kyo over the course of this, or if he lost his memory and he really was going to be a bad guy. But you can see from his actions here that he was testing Kyo to see how long he's come. They end up, and when the critical moment comes, he's going to do the right thing as a father. Sort of cool that Flit was able to use his X-Rounder abilities to sense from a distance who the pilot was, and you wonder if he didn't have any idea that he was alive this whole time. His reaction seemed to indicate that it wouldn't. And Kyo, when he was told by his father, he knew that there was something important about this guy, and it was great to see. And Asum loved the new hair, loved the pirate motif, loved the whole Captain Ash, if that's his new name. But anyway, I thought he was a great take, and certainly better than his old mullet hairstyle. With Kyo looking mostly confused for the most part in this episode, I didn't see a lot of character development, but it was interesting to see the Zeonic-like infighting that seems to be infiltrating the Vegan stronghold, if they haven't been having it this whole time already. We do have the new girl introduced, very CDA style, in the form of Framnara, who seems to certainly have a test to see what kind of leader Zehart's going to be, and it seems like he passed the test. But it's going to be interesting to see what kind of infighting that is, and whether that's going to cause their ultimate downfall, as it always seems to does, to the non-Earth Federation types. For Scene of the Week, it seemed like they had some opportunities for some cheesecake, with another time Captain Butts could have been relieved at the end, as was sort of cute at the end of last episode. But in this one, I think the only scene that really stood out for me, besides the fact that we got to see Asum in the shadows most of the time talking mysteriously, and the political things that are going to be coming into play, but when Kyo was in trouble with Phantom 3 on the left and right, and purple and green, or whatever the colors were, how great was it to see his dad hop in and use his weapons very, very effectively to electrocute one, blast the other one, and then save his son, while still at the same time recognizing how cool he was, and then announce himself to be a super pirate pilot. Overall, I thought this was a solid outing for this third generation, and I have to say that in the big picture, all of the speculation about Asum and the Pirate Gundam and the Dark Hound seems to be, well, it's not going to be put to rest completely, but it's great to know that everything's going to be confirmed. The third wear, it's going to be the first lead Gundam, I suppose, or the lead variation that has this kind of black color scheme. I'm not talking about Force Impulse and things like that there. But anyway, it's certainly going to be a very interesting addition to everybody's shelf, and we've got the AG and the HG on the way, and you'd imagine that a Master Grade will follow shortly. It's just a question, I suppose, as to whether that's going to have to be online, similar to the white Age 2 that you've seen here in the Special Forces colors. Overall, I think Flit is still doing a very good job. He's just got that mellow bit going, but at the same time, still, he saved the day, and Asim was impressed. Yes, my father still knows exactly how to do what he should be doing. And the mystery of what Asim is supposed to be doing and how he got the way he is, I should go pick up the manga and just see what's all about with that. But in the meantime, it looks like Kyo is going to have a chance to reunite with his father and have a lot of time to do that. Although we do have to see if there isn't some insidious plans on all sides around. It seems like the Age system is truly going to be the key in with the 2 Gundams that have been revealed to be coming out in the future, or at least in the anime that are going to be appearing. It's a question of who's going to be piloting them, who steals the Age system, who gets them over there, and we'll find out how the whole politics are going to come out. And it's going to be great eventually to see all 3 generations. You'd imagine that they're going to reunite for the climax at the end, which I cannot wait for. And you'd wonder if Asim would just get back into the white or blue one for that last climatic episode. Anyway, everybody, why don't you let me know what you thought of this episode? I thought it was a good one, and I cannot wait to see more of the pirates. I'd like to see more of their mobile suits, and more on sale, of course. And the orbital is going to be on its way, both in high-grade form and animated shortly. Good to see them back in space. They have been following the Space-Earth space thing, and so you'd think that they're going to stay up there for the rest of the show. Anyway, it should all be fun, and the orbital should get a lot of use up there, and especially with its feet down all the time, it just looks like it's born to be there. Anyway, everybody, we'll see you next Sunday, and stay tuned for lots more reviews, news, and everything else you can use. See ya. Bandai, I'm loving the homage in the form of an AG, HG, and probably more to come. But ultimately, where is my master grade? Or perhaps they're waiting for the OVA of Crossbone Gundam.